Okay, we're back with another inspection. This yellow hive has swarmed on me a few times now. They've swarmed 3 times. So I'm a little worried about the bee population for this hive. I also want to see if there's a queen or evidence that they've replaced the queen today. Something I'm interested in doing is determining if I should reduce the size of the hive. But I see lots of bees, so maybe that's not going to happen, which is fine. Always worried that they swarm so much, there wouldn't be enough bees to sustain this colony. But I'm seeing bees all the way up at this little hole. Lots of hive beetles. Die, hive beetle, die. Don't want you. Got you that time. Alright, so I do see lots of bees. Alright, so this outer frame got plenty of nectar, it's just not capped. Lots of bees. It smells nice too. Another frame, lots of nectar. Some more drone comb on the bottom, it looks like, which I've peeled open. Got lots of capped nectar on this side, and some hive beetles as usual. It's a nice looking frame. Very lightweight frame. We got some random, looks like we've got brood emerging. Look at all the queen cells on the bottom. They all appear empty. There is still a decent population in this hive. I don't see any evidence of a queen yet. What looks to be some capped brood, but like it's very, very light. Alright, so one of my concerns was that the population of this hive will have shrank so much because of the fact that they've swarmed 3 times. I don't think I need to worry about that, because looking down through the top box, there's bees covering the frames on the lower box. This is a heavy frame, full of nectar, just absolutely full on both sides. Still no evidence of any queen whatsoever. Very heavy frame. Another heavy frame. Got some cat nectar on one side. It's just all full of nectar. So lots and lots of nectar. Light frame. It's just all comb. So I'm gonna take this frame out. So I took that frame out with the intention of giving it to the blue hive. I'm gonna just replace it with an empty frame. And the reason why I'm doing that is just to reduce the amount of frames that these bees need to patrol. This empty frame is just a piece of plastic foundation and that's it. There's nothing else on it. I'm gonna do that for the other side as well. That way, just in case this colony is kind of struggling a little bit, hopefully they won't struggle so bad, and ultimately I don't want them to succumb to hive beetles, because there's still plenty of bees here. I just don't know if it's enough. I've had too many hives disappear because of hive beetles, I think. Alright, so I'll scooch everything down effectively to their original places. Alright, and this frame was pretty light if I recall, so I should be able to remove this one as well. It is light, mostly nectar. And so I've got a replacement empty. Hive beetle mitigation. Queen excluder. I have this on just to slow down the rate at which they put stuff on top. This is going to be heavy. Yeah, so empty outer frame, they're not doing anything with it. see lots and lots of drones. Light frame. Very flighty. No evidence of a queen, no larva, no eggs. The amount of brood I've seen is suspiciously light, which makes me think it's the brood from the last queen prior to like the first swarm. Like there's very little brood, like just a few little dots. So either they're dead brood or brood that's about to emerge, but like no new brood. I don't know how you tell the difference between new and old brood. I'm just being suspicious. I see emerging brood. There's queen cells on the bottom. There's just a few. But like, I'm not satisfied that this hive has requeened itself yet. No evidence that they've replaced the queen at all. She's not going to be on this final frame. It's not even fully drawn out yet either. Alright, let's button this back up. They're quite noisy right now. I don't think they're happy with me / the weather. Hive beetle mitigation. Alright, that wraps up that hive. Alright, let's go to the blue hive, see how well they're doing. We'll see how they're doing, plus I'll swap 2 empty frames with good frames. They keep building upwards. I don't want them doing that. That's just a pain in the butt to maintain. Plus I end up breaking it when I take the lid off. Oh yeah, these guys look good. You see how they're just, why do that? You see I open up some larvae anytime I do that, which is, you know, not what I want to be happening. So I get to clean that off and clean it off up there too. Maybe I won't give them these extra frames just because they're doing so nicely. Where's my hive mitigation device? Alright, completely empty frame, which is expected. These guys are much calmer. They are actively drawing that out. So this is the second frame to the right side. So they're drawing that out nicely. I don't know if you could tell depth on the camera, but it comes to about halfway that they've got it down, but it's at a cone shape, or semicircle shape rather. Nice heavy frame, full of nectar. And they're drawing it out on this side, about halfway through on this one as well. So they're doing good with the building of the frames. So let's see if we could find evidence of a queen. Lots of brood right in the center. Lots of larvae, so I'm happy. Oh man, look at all the brood on this side as well. That looks gorgeous. So I'm just gonna remove this comb that's on the bottom. I'm gonna put this right back in. I'm satisfied. These are not queen cells, these are just them being a little overzealous with building wax. So this hive is doing well. I'm happy with it right now. Yeah, it looks gorgeous. So I think because this hive is doing so well, I know I just took 2 frames out of the yellow hive. I'm not gonna put them in this hive. I'm gonna put them in the other one, because that's a whole story. Alright, the wax out of the way. Replace my missing hive beetle mitigation. It's probably somewhere on the bottom, I would imagine. Alright, so I want to clean this up too. Oh, it's on here. Oh, this might be interesting to look at. Let's see if the camera picks this up. So you can see the different stages of larvae. On the left side of the center, you see baby larvae. So that's after they would have hatched. And this is the time in which they would be feeding them. You know, unfortunately I ripped open their cells, so they're probably gonna, you know, I'm gonna scrape this off. I don't know what the bees are gonna do. But then you see on the right side, that's what they look like when they're slightly larger. And that looks like drone comb, because it has like a bullet shaped outer shell, or like capped shell, or capped cell opening or whatnot. So
This would be the point where they would be in the process of growing their like exoskeleton, and you know, will be hatching, and I can't remember the timelines, like a week or so. It's unfortunate, but I don't want it there, which is unfair to the bees. And now I need to clean off the lid. Okay, we're done. Okay, now I'll show you the next hive. All right, so welcome to my third hive. This is the nucleus box that I originally got the hive at the beginning of March, but the yellow hive swarmed multiple times. So this is just one of three swarms. So my goal here today is to transfer them from this box into a 10 frame box. So there's 5 frames in this currently. Hopefully they've been working it out nicely. So I'm gonna leave the hive here, that way any foragers that are out and about right now could still get home successfully. Unfortunately, that means figuring out what to do with this tree stump and making it nice and level, that way the hive isn't, you know, all crooked and such. Let's get started, I guess. Also don't know if this hive has a queen, so that'll be something new to find out too. Just temporarily moving it to the side. Well, that's nice and level. How about that? Alright, are you still level? You're level enough for me. So box. This location is meant to just be temporary, because I need to build a new stand that can hold all these hives. All right, let's transfer some frames. That frame is completely empty but full of bees. This frame they're drawing out. They're just not done. This was the original frame I gave them. It is drawn out on this side. It is still being drawn out on this side. There's so many bees covering it, I can't tell if there's evidence of a queen. They started to get rowdy. Another frame that they've started to draw out. They're not done yet.
probably about halfway. They're starting to fill parts of it up. Less so on this side. And this one, that's just an empty frame. Alright, so let's get these immediately next to the rest of the frames. That way they could start using it immediately. Now that they're irritated, I do need to get an entrance reducer in. Put on the, I'll put on the medium-sized one. And look at that. The yellow hive, swarm number 2, has another home.